The air in the club was thick with anticipation. On stage, a kid, Eddie Murphy, stood with a microphone, ready to change everything. Brooklyn, late 1970s. A tough place, but Eddie brought lightning to the room. He wasn't just telling jokes. He was surviving, declaring, "I am here, you will listen." Life handed Eddie tragedy. His father, a transit cop and amateur comedian, was murdered when Eddie was 8. His mother fell ill, and Eddie and his brother spent a year in foster care. Most would break. Eddie turned pain into fuel. In foster care, humor became his shield. If you could make them laugh, you were safe. He learned to mimic, to become anyone but the sad kid from Brooklyn. Comedy was his escape hatch. By 15, he was sneaking into clubs, chasing laughter and a way out. He spun struggle into gold. Every impression and story a piece of his survival. He wasn't just performing, he was taking control of his story. The world saw a funny kid, but Eddie was building a new reality, one punchline at a time. He was telling the world who he was, on his own terms. The stage was his lifeline, and he gripped it with everything he had. Every laugh was a victory over the darkness. He wasn't just chasing fame, he was chasing freedom. Eddie Murphy, the kid from Brooklyn, was about to become a legend. He turned pain into power, and the world couldn't look away. The club wasn't just a stage, it was the first step out of the shadows. He learned to find the absurdity in sorrow, and the world laughed with him. Every night, he rebuilt himself, joke by joke. He became a master of transformation, never letting tragedy define him. The laughter he created was his armor. He was more than a comedian, he was a survivor. The world would soon know his name. Eddie Murphy was ready for the spotlight, and he would never let it go. 19 years old, walking into 30 Rock, Eddie Murphy wasn't just joining SNL, he was saving it. The original cast was gone, the show was floundering, and then Eddie stormed in. He was a hurricane of energy, instantly iconic. Gumby, Buckwheat, Mr. Robinson, his characters became legends overnight. He didn't just do sketches, he created a universe. America laughed at itself through Eddie's mirror. His impressions, Stevie Wonder, James Brown, were uncanny. He was a one-man wrecking crew, the show's anchor and superstar. SNL revolved around him. When Eddie was on, you couldn't look away. He proved one transcendent talent could lift an entire institution. All this, while still a teenager. He wasn't just a cast member, he was the reason people tuned in. Eddie Murphy was a phenomenon. He brought danger, excitement, and relentless comedy to Saturday night. He made SNL must-see TV again. The kid from Brooklyn had become the king of late night, and he was just getting started. TV wasn't enough. Eddie set his sights on Hollywood. He kicked down the door with 48 Hours, electrifying audiences as Reggie Hammond, Trading Places, then Beverly Hills Cop. Axel Foley became a cultural icon. Eddie wasn't a sidekick. He was the main event, the reason you bought a ticket. He broke barriers, redefining what a leading man could be. His stand-up specials, Delirious and Raw, were legendary. Profane, insightful, and wildly popular. Raw remains the highest-grossing stand-up film ever. He was at the top. Every film a hit, every performance unforgettable. Coming to America, which he co-wrote, showed his creative force. He wasn't just an actor, he was a one-man industry. For a golden stretch in the 1980s, Eddie Murphy was the conversation. He was the coolest, funniest, most successful man in show business. He turned every challenge into a triumph. Hollywood had never seen anything like him. He made his own rules, and everyone else followed. Eddie Murphy became a global superstar. He changed the game for everyone who came after, and he did it all on his own terms. At the top, Eddie looked for new mountains, family films. The Nutty Professor showed his talent for transformation, and it was a hit. He became Donkey in Shrek, winning over a new generation. The man who once shocked audiences was now beloved by families. But the shift came with criticism. Was he losing his edge? Some fans saw it as selling out, trading cool for comfort. Yet he was more famous than ever, a household name. He walked a tightrope between his raw past and family-friendly present. The challenge? Stay true to himself while reaching new audiences. Eddie navigated the divide, redefining what a comedy legend could be. The world watched as he balanced both sides of his legacy. Every legend faces a fall. Eddie's came in the 2000s, a string of flops, harsh critics, and fading box office power. He retreated from the spotlight, choosing privacy over constant scrutiny. The laughter faded, but his influence grew. Comedians like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle called him their inspiration. His classics found new fans, his genius reevaluated. The wilderness years weren't an ending, but a pause. Eddie focused on family, life beyond fame. He didn't chase every script, he knew his worth. The world waited, hoping for his return. His absence only made his legend grow. The king was resting, not gone. Eddie returned with a roar. Dolemite Is My Name. His portrayal of Rudy Ray Moore was funny, heartfelt, and triumphant. Critics and audiences cheered. The king was back. Hosting SNL after 35 years, he revived his classic characters and broke ratings records. He wasn't just nostalgia, he was sharper than ever. Eddie found peace, perspective, and a new sense of self. He received the Mark Twain Prize, cementing his place in comedy history. No longer just the kid from Brooklyn, he was an elder statesman of laughter. His journey proved pain could become legacy. He inspired generations, kicked down doors, and changed comedy forever. Eddie Murphy's story is still unfolding. He learned to laugh in the dark and brought light to the world. The legend continues.